Hey Soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at what you need to hear right now. To do this reading we will be pulling out 3 cards from this deck. If you prefer to pick your piles using your signs, as you know, you will find a timestamp for that down in the description box. Okay, so let's pull our cards for today's reading. This will be pile 1, pile 2, and pile number 3. And let's see what we have today. For pile number 1, you've got the wolf and rose hip. For pile number 2, you've got the ram and dahlia. And for pile number 3, you've got the spider and passion flower. If you prefer to pick your piles using your crystals, then let me add these right now. There we go. So for pile number 1, you've got the red Jasper. For pile number 2, you've got the tiger's eye. And for pile number 3, you've got the green Jasper. I've heard some messages on the side on my phone, which probably shows that you're definitely getting important messages today. So if you're here, welcome. These are the 3 piles. Take a look at which one you're the most drawn to, and this will be the message for you here today. In case you feel drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, trust your intuition. It might just be taking you to an important message that you're meant to hear, or a completion of the message that you're meant to hear. So yeah, trust it. Let it lead the way in today's reading. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times, and I will see you in your readings. Please note that in a moment I will be assigning different zodiac signs to each pile, and so if this is something that you do not prefer, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. But if you prefer to pick your piles using your signs, then my dear soul family, as you know, this part of the introduction was created specifically for you guys. All right. Well, I think I have some in my hands. So these will be for pile 1. Why don't we do it like that? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah. These will be pile number 2. And these will be pile number 3. Let's see what we have and organize everything. So for pile 1, obviously, we've got Capricorn, Pisces, Gemini, as well as Cancer. For pile number 2, we've got the signs Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, as well as Aries. For pile number 3, we've got the signs Scorpio, Virgo, Libra, as well as Sagittarius. So, my dear soul family, these are the signs and their association to each of the piles in today's reading. Please feel free to pick your pile or piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your signs using other placements in your chart, please feel free to do that. Your way of picking your piles is the correct way for you at that moment of time. What resonates with you is the correct way. And once you're ready, you will find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times, and I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at what you need to hear right now. I'll be using these decks for your reading. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them down in the description box for you guys. Okay, so very quickly before we begin, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful red Jasper. Your significator card is the wolf and rose hip with the keyword guardianship. And if you've picked your pile using your signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Capricorn, Gemini, Pisces, and Cancer. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so let's take a look at your oracle cards first so that we get a good grasp at what you need to hear now. Generativity. Ooh. It reminds me of an olive tree. Just a feeling. Okay. You've got yang energy. So this is a deck that has questions. It says, what's the most important thing in your life right now? And you've got another one. Another question. How comfortable do you feel crying? Interesting. Okay. And you've got the reward. Wow, I love this. All right, let's now take a look at your tarot cards. Oh, we've got a card already. That is Temperance. Something about taking good care of yourself. Balanced life or balanced energy, because we've got yang here. Where's the yin, right? So Temperance here is talking about a balanced energy, whether this energy is about taking care of yourself or taking care of your life. There's an imbalance, I believe, that you are guided to listen to at the moment. But let's see. Too early to judge. Oh, this one moved. The Magician. 2 major arcana right off the bat. Page of Cups. What a sweet Page of Cups. Oh my God, it's one of my favorites. Such a sweet girl there. You've got the Emperor. See, that's balanced energy right there, actually. What world would it be if we had one without the other, right? You've got the 8 of Swords. The 3 of Swords. That can fix something that you are currently sad about. This is the second time we see crying here. You must be feeling very upset about something at the moment in your life. All right. Something is creating a feeling of unease, sadness, being upset, perhaps. 6 of Pentacles. Again, the balance. So we're starting off your message with balance, ending it with balance. Right. So I get an idea here. It looks like you're in your yang energy. You're very much excited. You can see the Emperor here. The Magician is someone who's very skilled. So there's an area in your life where you feel very skilled. You feel like you have that feeling of, I got this. And you feel super powerful. It's going great. It is the most important thing in your life at the moment. That's where your focus is. That's where you're generating a lot of energy. But it looks like there's another area of your life that is starved from your attention. And at the moment, this energy, it's an energy, right? So since you're not driving it, it's driving itself and somehow wreaking havoc because of the low frequency in another area of your life. With the Three of Swords, it's making you upset somewhere else. And so if you're wondering here, as your reading is showing, if you're wondering, why is this area of my life, why am I feeling this way? Maybe not even an area of your life. You're like, why am I feeling this way? Why do I feel upset? Why am I not... why am I not feeling okay? It's because there is imbalance at the moment. The yang is without the yin. And even the wolf, the wolf goes in packs, right? So it's like, don't move forward without the valuable things coming with you. Guard the important energy to you. You will be getting a lot of reward for the attention, where you're putting attention, for sure. That's working out beautifully. Energy's flowing beautifully there. But there is another energy in your life that needs focus, that needs a little bit of your love and attention. Is it about crying it out? Do you need to cry it out? Or are you not putting attention to where you're feeling upset? Is it the yin energy? Do you, for example, don't stop and take good care of yourself, because that's important? You know how fulfilled you feel by doing the little things that we just don't have time to do. To take time to have that nice cup of coffee or tea, or to stop and take care of how we look, or to stop and make a nice meal for ourselves, or organize. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's your emotions are crying out for you because you need to focus on an area of your life that you're just starving at the moment. Where is it is the question. What is also an important area of your life that is causing sadness in general, that if you do take care of, you'll feel much better. You'll be achieving your goals, or achieving whatever it is that you're doing great here, whatever that goal is. But at the same time, you're not vibrating this low frequency. And so you want to put your two hands together, like work in that area, the yang work in that area with the yin. So the yin is not on the table. That's the balance. Let's now take a look at where you need to put that balance. I'm sure we're going to get a great perspective for you. Look, you're going to get great rewards at whatever you put attention to. And right now, wherever this yang energy is going, that's going so well. You also need to know that you will be generating a lot of absolutely great results, abundance in that area. So that's not to take from where you're putting that good effort, but also the other part, as mentioned, is starved. And so let's ask, what is that other area that is starved that you need to put attention towards for your own greater good? High Priestess, you see the balance here. Okay, the High Priestess. You're not seeing this. This is an area where where you want to start looking at. The High Priestess is something invisible, something you don't like. If someone tells you about it, you'd go, I'm glad you've got the luxury to do that. Or something like, yeah, I know that's important, but not now, for sure, not now. Or yeah, something along this line. It's like something you're absolutely overlooking. 10 of Swords. I think, okay, I'll tell you in a moment. Oh, it seems to be something that you've learned to ignore, not just now. This is something you've learned to ignore with the teddy bear here. maybe even since childhood, to survive something, your mind focused so much on making sure you survive a specific type of pain. And so you didn't have, let's say, the luxury back then to focus on that. Or not the luxury, not the luxury, of course, but I want to say you didn't have the attention at all to feel that other yin energy, whatever that yin energy is. So that yin energy is not just due, as I understand, to a situation that you're currently going through, it's not like, I'm not reading and enjoying my life because I have exams these days kind of situation, or I have to focus on my job because I'm improving my career. No, this is more something that you've been overlooking for a long time. Like, perhaps, dare I say, nearly never put your attention towards. And that was due to survival from something painful in childhood, and it just became your direction. So I want to tell you something. This isn't all bad, because it did, that yang energy that you put in increased, and you have stronger yang energy probably than anyone you know. So that there is super strong. Now it's the time in your life, and you're going to get great rewards with that. So everything has its reflection, and that's the reflection of that. But it also deprived you from the beauty of what yin energy brings to the table. You know, yin energy is the energy of receiving, you know. Here you're working hard to achieve something, and that's the energy you're operating in, which is, by the way, important. We need balance, remember? But the yin energy is the energy of receiving, for being you. Don't forget that energy. And so you want to tune into that energy more, because there is actually an easier way to receive what you want. Does it cancel out our need for yang? Never. We are yin and yang. We should always be enjoying both energies and reaping the benefits of both energies. Too much yin and little yang deprive us from our freedom and liberation to also enjoy learning how to get what we want and being free, right? So each one has its own beauty, and together it's just the right magic of us to be able to understand that we are much more than what we think we are, and that we can do much more than what we think we can do. So you're guided in today's reading. Now is the time of your life where you can tune into these both energies. So, for example, a businessman here knows how to get what they want, right? We are mesmerized by their abilities to be out there, change the world, get the things that they want, this, that, and the other. But the Page of Cups is also a very awesome energy. Like, imagine the Page of Cups here. They're so sweet, they're so cute, they melt each people's hearts, and things just work out for them because they're just so sweet. Like, think how we pamper and love our pets, right? We look at them and we're like, oh, gonna eat you today. Right? And we just feel all day long that we want to do everything for them. Sometimes we're so busy and they look at us with these puppy eyes and we're like, I'm gonna leave everything and do whatever my pet wants me to do now, right? So these energies are very important, and they don't have to come in these two forms, like the businessman or the cute child or the cute dog, right? It doesn't have to come in these forms. I'm just tapping you into what these energies can do. So these energies together form something that make us much more than what we think we are, and make us realize that we can do much more than we think we can do. So let's continue your reading. You've got the Four of Cups, yeah, it's like, look, you're next to the computer, you're working hard in one area of your life. Like maybe you love exercising, maybe you study hard, maybe you work hard, maybe you are super diligent in a specific area of your life where people are like, whoa, how'd you do that? You're super organized, you're super this, you're super that. But there's another area that's deprived. I know we keep, I'm just showing you how the cards keep showing the same message, but we'll be reading now what you're meant to do. Just initial observations. Right, so you've got the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands shows us there is a specific energy that you haven't learned to enjoy, and that's the key. Had you learned how to enjoy it, you would find yourself running towards it. Just like what this energy is somehow teaching you. It's perhaps teaching you to not be overcome by pain. This one's going to teach you a whole type of energy that if you tune into and learn that other part of yourself, you're never really going to tune out of again. So you've got the Chariot, the King of Swords, and the Star. Do you see the two hands now? They've come together. And with the two hands coming together, metaphorically speaking, you will be able to achieve one of your biggest dreams these days. Now's the time, my dear pile number one. Now is the time for that. It's really interesting, for sure, how the two hands are trying to meet here and they're touching where energy is shifting and changing towards your dreams. It's really, really interesting. So now let's put the message together on what you're not seeing. It's definitely something that's you are avoiding with the Four of Cups. Like it keeps showing itself to you. Maybe you understand with that cup, you understand the idea that it's a good thing for you, but it didn't sink in. So but it shows it's not one of those things where you have to do and endure, because if you do it, it's good for you. Like, for example, I don't want to tag healthy things like that, but like it's not an energy coming to say, oh, deprive yourself of the good food and eat no, not the good food. I mean, the delicious food, and eat the healthy options that may seem to you that they're not delicious, or anything, or exercise. I know it's rough, you're not going to like it, but it's good for you. Although all of these things people do enjoy, but I just want to say that for you, this is definitely a type of energy that you will enjoy so much should you tap into its energy, not do it once, like really tap into it. And you will find that it is so enjoyable that it's almost addictive. But the thing is, to move forward with that energy that we just described, you are guided to move strategically. Maybe find time for it in the slots of your busy schedule. Is it something that will require money? Then you got to strategize for it. Is it something that will require time? You strategize for it. I don't know. Is it something that it's going to require one thing or the other? Where it seems like, yes, you will have to be strategic, but you can definitely, again, with the white and the black, with the yin and the yang, you can definitely incorporate it into your life. I would guess it's some form of self-care, or it is something that you will enjoy so much that it will play the role of self-care for you. Yin energy, for sure, puts us into the energy of feeling pampered or feeling good or enjoying life. So is it a hobby? Is it self-care? Is it following a passion? Is it playing, right? Is it playing? Are you giving yourself enough time to play and have fun? To stop and smell the roses. The interesting thing about this energy that you're not paying attention to is that it seems like it is to be fulfilled because it's starved. It is kind of pushing you to consume or be drawn to another type of habit that's not making you feel well. And by paying attention to the real energy that you may not be looking at the moment, it will be the healthier way to fulfill what you're feeling is not being fulfilled, or what you're feeling to ease that bad feeling. There is another healthy way that it will be exciting once you tune into it, as opposed to that quick fix that later on just brings more pain. Now, the other thing is that this thing that you're ignoring, as discussed earlier, is preventing you from achieving something that you really wish to achieve. It is an important energy that currently is being ignored for one reason or the other. Perhaps is it because of your focus on another thing, or maybe it's ignored not because you're focused just on the yang. Maybe it's ignored because somehow you think it's not that important. It's that thing that you think, oh, I'll just do later. Not knowing just how much you're gonna enjoy. Okay, let's see what the generativity card will give us, because the reason I added this deck in today's reading is that this is a deck of empowerment, like a form of power. So perhaps that's a power that you're not using. Let's see what it shows us in today's reading, right? It's called the Ripple deck. So obviously doing one small thing is going to have a huge ripple in your whole life. So let's take a look at this one. This, I believe the symbol was effort, if I'm not mistaken. Was it the effort? It is accomplishment, right? So let's get into the accomplishment part. There we go, the accomplishment. And we're going to look at generativity. There we go. All right. So it says, there may be something in your life ready to unfurl. Exactly. The power of generativity helps ideas and inspiration blossom, but not overnight. Okay, so we understand that it's like making it blossom, but you don't have to like push yourself to be fully into the yin energy overnight. A delicate process that deserves patient nurturing. Generativity beckons ideas at their most tender state. A gift of this power is that we are all born with it. Nature ushers in new life and growth, even out of rubble and destruction. There may be obstacles obscuring your connection to this wellspring. Perhaps your generative energy is blocked by self-doubt and criticism. Alternatively, too much of this power might mean you've been needlessly rejecting old ideas in favor of chasing something new. Or maybe you've been impulsive and scattered, and you need to commit to a creative process. So whatever it is, let's see what it says about it. It's like, I feel like we don't need to dwell into what reason. It's more about whatever the case is, this is what you need to do. If you're feeling stagnant or unable to move forward, remember that every idea starts as a seed. What I love about this deck is that the action points that it gives. So if you're feeling stagnant or unable to move forward, Remember that every idea starts as a seed. Oh, you need not concern yourself with having everything figured out in advance. What seed needs nurturing today? So this is basically saying this yin energy is not gonna happen overnight. Start somewhere. What little thing can you start with today and just commit to that little thing? Like tiny little thing can you start today that you can feel that you can enjoy, that little thing that you can enjoy. Let's say, for example, you've always wanted to plant, right? You always wanted to have plants. You feel like maybe you don't travel much, you don't move much, you're able to take care of it, but you just maybe don't have time or never started. You feel like having plants around will make you feel so good, for example. Just a simple example. So all you need to do is put in that seed and water it every day. That's it for now. So that's the reason I'm talking about plants, is because we just heard about the seed, but it could be in anything in life. Let's say this is your free time, your hobby. Let's say you wanted to play the guitar or on your piano like you always wanted to do, and you just don't tap into that energy that you want to try. So and like how to click on a couple of keys that makes a nice rhythm. So you would start by simply playing for a couple of seconds these keys that for example. I don't play obviously the piano, just that, or on your guitar. That's not guitar. Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. So it's about, as we've seen in your card, that it's about planting the seed and doing that little thing that you feel you've got the energetic space to nurture. It's all about just keeping that, because once you tune into that energy, you will find that you're automatically really enjoying it, and it's just going to start moving from there. You're going to crave it, wait for it, be excited for it. And it's going to start becoming part of your hand, part of the energy, part of the thing that you do. Just as you are keen there, you also will be keen here. And it's about merging this into your life strategically is the key. How doing it slowly, you will be able to merge it. You know what's in common between the Chariot and the King of Swords? That's definitely strategy. So there's something about your message today. What you need to hear is how strategic can you be to incorporate this into your life. You know what? This just reminded me of something strategic I heard a very long time ago when it comes to beginning something. It was something along the lines of, if you are too busy to do something, incorporate it intelligently into your life. Like, for example, you want to read, but you just don't have time. So let's say you commute every day. You can swap your books with something that you hear, because if you're, like, for example, driving, then you can listen to it and drive. Or you can keep your book in your car while you're waiting for someone in line. You can always pull that book out. Or like you want to learn about something as you're brushing your teeth in the morning or in the evening, you can always play it and hear it. Another form of incorporation is that time when you are speaking to your friends, for example, that free time you're speaking to your friends, you can also do that tidy up, that 10 minutes tidy up around the house. Or like when you're cooking, and now you're waiting for that meal to come out of the oven, for example, there is this waiting time, you can do that 10 minutes cleaning. Let's say it's personal care. I don't know, like you want to have your hair curled up in the morning nicely, but you just couldn't be bothered, and you're reading at night in bed. So maybe you can have your tools right next to you in a nice box next to you, and you can, as you're reading, brush your hair and roll it up all on top so that it comes out nice in the morning. I don't know, I'm just like trying to show you the idea. I'm not saying that these are the things you should do, even if they like resonate, unless they totally resonate. I'm just trying to show you what I mean by strategy and what I've heard, and how we can actually incorporate things into our lives if we just take a minute to think about it. So what seed or what seeds do you wish to begin today is what your reading is saying you want to hear, because you will love it. And it's love you. It's a form of self-love that will really pay off in the long run. It is that energy of giving love to yourself. Don't you deserve that love too? And it begins slowly. What is yourself looking for that you should also give to today? And as much as you're giving yourself in one area, don't forget to give yourself in other areas. It's exactly like yang father energy, yin mother energy. Let's say you're like, oh, but I'm great to my child. I make sure I feed them. I make sure they do their homework. I make sure they're clean in the morning. They want a toy. I get it for them when it's appropriate. This, that, I'm good to my children. Brilliant. You're definitely doing that yang part beautifully. Do you have quality time with your child? Do you tell them a story? No, they have that story in the book that I got them. And do you tell your children, everyone, do you give them that nice hug? Do you listen to their stories and question and have the patience to answer them? Oh, no, I'm very busy. So you get what I'm saying. Giving to yourself is similar, that yang and that yin energy. While you're giving yourself beautifully in one area, yourself is starving for another. And it's time that you give them that beautiful yin energy so that they have that balance. And you are that awesome parent that is teaching their child how to be responsible. You know, you have all a great schedule for them. That's beautiful there. But you also want to make your child feel other important things. Loved. You want to give them confidence. You want to teach them to communicate, emotional intelligence, and all of that. So yeah, this is another form, because you are both the parent and the receiver here. Once you tap into that other energy, there is this revival. It's gonna feel like, oh my God, I love that. Where was I? And this is what your reading is trying to show you today. Move forward in a pack by having all of the things that are important to you, by being all of the things that you wish to be. Why are you waiting? You know, your energy reminds me of that person that reaches their goal and then looks back and goes, oh my God, I just wasted my life. Where's this? Where's that? It's exactly in the same, like one person put their energy in making their children happy and making their family happy and being there, that they've like truly enjoyed their life in that aspect. But when all said and done, they're like, I feel bad because I had dreams and I didn't achieve them. I really feel bad. And while I was so fulfilled here, I feel terrible that I didn't achieve my dreams. Or that other person who goes after their dreams and they're like, they're so fulfilled there. They are fulfilled about the actions they take, the achievements they make, the stories, the people they meet. But then they miss out, for example, on the family and the children and the love. That's just an example. There's more to life than these two areas. I'm just trying to show you examples. And then they feel like, oh my God, there are other beautiful things in life that I didn't experience. So why not fulfill every aspect that yourself needs? And this is really what the attention of the reading is. with the magician, remember you are someone who can do it all. You can achieve what you put your mind to. And right now, it is the perfect time to bring your chakras in alignment and to balance that other energy out. This is a great opportunity to do it. And so this is the time to begin now, my dear pile number 1. So yeah, this is exactly what I see in your reading as what you need to hear right now. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please do consider joining the memberships if you can and wish to do so. It's a great way to support me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wishing you the best in your life in this coming phase. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at what you need to hear now. Ooh, you've got 3 cards from this deck. These are the decks that I'll be using. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you will find that I always list them down in the description box for you guys. Okay, so very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful tiger's eye. Your significator card is the ram and dahlia with the keyword determination. And of course, if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Taurus, Aquarius, Aries, and Leo. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so let's check out your oracle cards first. You've got desire. Look at the fire here, just like the ram. Okay. I love how the cards just speak to each other, how the synchronicities happen, determination, desire, wow. Every time. It's really, wow. Aggressor. In my opinion, unless, of course, it shows us something else in the reading, it is showing that passion, isn't it? Okay. You've got... Actually, I feel this one, although I avoided it because I needed the space, but I'm just going to follow what I feel. Perhaps you can see all of it. Can you? No, you can't. I could... do this, and now you can. All right, so you've got, oh, we've already explored that one. All right. Yeah, you've got, how do you feel about your current living arrangements? Interesting. So that could be desire, but also the energy of frustration, perhaps. Do you want to do something? And are you being guided to follow it? Message in a bottle. Precisely that. Okay. You've got no place like home. Something is hanging here. Something that will make you feel home, safe, good. It just feels going towards it is the right thing. Just feels so right. It feels right. This is what I can pick up from that energy. And you've got breathe. Maybe you're feeling frustrated about something. All right, I believe... Can I fit a card here? Nah, that's like stretching it. Okay, so these are the energies that I see. Is it really stretching it if I do it like this? Not really. We can do that. All right, let's shuffle your tarot deck and pull out your cards to see the full message of what you're meant to hear today. What is it that you need to hear right now, my dear pile number 2? So, the Jabberwocker. You've got the Page of Swords. Do you feel like you want to achieve something, but right in front of you is something intimidating? Is there something intimidating you to do something that you want? There's definitely a very intimidating energy. Page of Cups. This is the second time you're getting a message here. Message in a bottle. Message meant to reach you for sure. This is like communication that is blocked for one reason or the other, that's meant to reach you right now. Okay? A message that is meant to reach you right now is exactly what's going on here. Page of Pentacles. Humpty Dumpty with the Four of Pentacles, in the Four of Pentacles. You've got, I feel this one moved. Let me take it first. The Four of Wands. Knight of Swords. Okay, let's stop there for a moment and try to grasp this message that is meant to reach you, like right now. What are you trying to achieve? It looks to me like you are afraid to take a leap, a jump. You just want to keep something safe with the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to something. You're afraid that if you take a leap, something breaks and you won't be able to put it the same way again as it used to, because we've got Humpty Dumpty in the Four of Pentacles. And so, perhaps as you're holding on to dear life or holding on to something that is very dear to you, that becomes a major challenge to begin what you want. But at the same time, what you do want feels so right. And so what you want is hanging in there. And you're not moving. Because although you desire something so much, something else seems to be at risk. You're afraid to take that leap, for sure. While you might feel unsafe to take that risk, look at the home here. Moving towards that which you are afraid of, ironically, is where your safety is. You know, it's when we don't know about something, we tend to really fear it. And we think that where we are is safe. But it's like when we don't take our medicine because it tastes bitter, for example, but it just relieves that pain right away. Or when we're watching a movie and someone's like, people are trying to save someone from that situation. They're like, jump, we got you, don't worry, we're all there, we're gonna catch you. And you're afraid to take that jump, but if you do take that jump, you liberate yourself. So all I'm trying to say is that leap that you're afraid to take towards the thing that you strongly desire, oh my God, this is like something you so wish for, is just, it may require you to do something that is scary, and perhaps that's why you've got the two sides of that coin. You really want it, but you're really afraid of it, and there's something about begin to take action towards it. Because when you do, you liberate yourself, you get to the other side, and you begin a new page of realizing, hey, I can actually do this. There's something about take a deep breath, relax, jump into it, and you will see it's not as scary as you think it is. Because your beliefs will change right there when you take that initial action. You can see with the Four of Wands, it's a card of celebration, it's a card of leveling up. Knight of Swords is a card of having a strong conviction towards something. And you can see your convictions change from, oh no, I can't do that, to, oh my God, I can absolutely do that. And so speaking of which, we'll still go back to these cards, but I just want to pull out some cards and find out what it is that you wish to achieve. What do you wish to achieve? Six of Cups. This is something that you've always wanted. And you can see the yin and the yang, the two polar opposite energies. Part of you has always been afraid of doing it, and the other part has always wanted it. You can see one cat's avoiding it, one cat's looking at it. So which one is it going to be? So something that you wanted from childhood, from a long time ago. King of Swords. It's a form of power that you can get access to, but you've been sleeping on this power. So this is talking about how you actually have the power to do it. You've just never tried. Really tried. Actually, really tried. So what could this be? What could this wish be? One more card. Perhaps it'll help. Eight of Swords. And you can see Alice feels stuck. Alice feels perhaps claustrophobic in that moment. I think it's pertaining to a skill, or at least what you want to achieve has a type of skill that you want to learn. You've got that power. You've got that power. And by the way, that power, that skill is fully developed. It's just that you're afraid to use it, because that's what we see with the Eight of Swords here. And that's what we see with the King of Swords. You've always wanted it, but you never tapped into that energy. It's something about the way you think. Your mind is making it bigger, unnecessarily bigger than it is. You know, this reminds me of, this exactly reminds me of my childhood. There was an activity that we've done not in class, with my class, once when we were out camping, and the teachers prepared this huge activity, something like some form of treasure hunt like activity, and it was really awesome. They've built all these structures and things for this activity. I don't know how they've done that. And sometimes we take our skis somewhere, sometimes we do this, sometimes it was like a whole day thing that was really awesome, to be honest. But at some point, we were in some part of this activity, we were blindfolded, and we had to do certain activities as we were blindfolded, and we depended on our senses. And so as we were blindfolded, we were instructed that we were going to get into this tunnel, and we had to crawl on our backs to get into it and out. When I heard that, I lost my mind. The reason for that is that I am really claustrophobic. I'm very claustrophobic. When I heard this idea, I panicked. And I tried to explain my teacher as I was blindfolded that I couldn't do that. Back then, the teachers really didn't take these things into consideration. We have a lot of awareness these days about mental health that many weren't aware of back then. So I explained to my teacher, and she wasn't listening to me. She's a great teacher, by the way. I don't know, she thought, come on, toughen up. That's not an excuse. No, you're going to be able to do it. And she wasn't listening to me. So I panicked and I started crying. And I explained, please don't make me do that. And I cried. So she wasn't having it. She was like, you're gonna do that. And my best friend felt so bad for me. I really was in a very bad state. And she said, don't worry, Reem, I'll be behind you. I'm gonna call out your name. I'm gonna tell you everything is gonna be okay. We'll be touching. You won't be alone in this. And so I was crying, and I got into this tunnel, and it turned out to be like this very tiny tunnel. I thought like our whole bodies were gonna be into that tunnel, and we're gonna like be into it for so long until we eventually come out. But it turned out that it was like an actual small tunnel, and by the time our feet got into it, half our feet would be out. It was a small thing. Yes, I know my teacher knew the whole situation, but I didn't, So I cried it out. My best friend was there, and I eventually came out of the tunnel and realized it was small, but it took me time to really calm from that situation. Now, borrowing that story, I can see here that it's similar in the fact that you think it looks one way, but when you get into that situation that you've avoided since childhood with the Six of Cups, you will realize it's actually not as big or terrifying as you thought it was. Because now that I know what this tunnel is, if I was asked to go back, I would happily do it, I think. Yeah, it wasn't so tight. Yeah, I guess I would do it. I would definitely do it. It was small, it was comfortable. I couldn't see that then, but I understood later on. So here, this is a message saying your mind is making you feel stuck. It's making the experience way worse than it is. And I will pull out your guidance and see how you can, how your desires are supposed to help you here. There's a card of breathe into it, and I'll get full guidance on how you can do it. But the most important thing is the first step here. Once you go through that experience, just once, although you've avoided it all your life, you will get outside of your head and realize what the real experience is like. And you will realize that it's far different from what you're experiencing in your mind in the real life. And you will be able to access that energy forever. You'll be able to enjoy it forever. And you will realize that really it wasn't not half as bad, not even 10% as bad as what your mind is imagining it to be. And while you were left to not deal with it all your life, it seems like, or maybe you were blocking. You see, the first thing I noticed is you were blocking this message. Maybe you realized before many times that you were getting a message of, hey, go ahead, go for it. You're like, oh, no, I'm not listening to that. I feel like what you need to hear now is that the most important question is, how do you feel about your current living arrangements? How do you feel about what you're experiencing in your life now? Is the real question, framed question, your guides want you to actually answer. While you're not answering that question, I was like, I'm not getting there. The real question becomes, how do you feel staying stuck up there? That's the real question. Definitely not what you want. And as time goes by, your desires are increasing. And so there are two energies here that are becoming stronger. Huge desire, huge fear, which is now coming to your favor because this huge desire has strengthened so much that it can assist you beat that fear. It's that creative energy within you that's ready to come out It's become stronger and stronger because it's been like blocked from coming out, and the energy is just accumulated. Whereas with your mind, I'm not talking about the spiritual mind, I'm talking about the physical mind. At the end of the day, it is a physical matter. That creative force is much stronger. So if you align that powerful energy with you at least momentarily connecting, not with your physical mind, but with your spiritual mind, bam, you can get this done. I don't want to say perfectly, but divinely done. So much so that you're going to watch magic, you're going to celebrate it, and a new belief is going to form. To do that, you are guided to take this step from a place of tranquility. Because then, do you see the energy around the mind? You are able to connect to your spiritual mind easily. The two together is a recipe for success. It is an explosion that you can't prevent, an explosion of success, because that's raw energy right there, where you become a pure vessel for it to flow through you. You become successful, a moment of great success. It's going to be a new page in your life. It's going to be one of these moments where you were afraid to do something all of your life. You do it, and then you shake your head and go, my God, how did I live my life preventing myself from that energy? So your guidance here is, as you breathe, you feel safe. Let's get the full guidance now that we understand the message and you jumping into what you deserve to have, because your determination for it is at an all-time high. It's going to help you push out of that threshold finally. And remember, there's always yin and yang. Just like there is energy of difficulty, along with it there's always the energy of potential, just as equal. And that's where your energy lies at the moment. This can really help you. You have a strong desire for it, strong energy, accumulated energy that can powerfully overcome this, I want to say, what you will discover is a nothing energy. So yeah, let's get information on now how. It's funny. In a specific restful state, it's scary. In a different restful state, you're strong. So it's still rest after all. It's just the difference in how you rest. Here, it's like resting, I couldn't be bothered with it. Here, it's more restfulness with rest with mindfulness. So let's see how you're guided to free yourself from this once and for all. So you've got strength, and look at the lion and the unicorn in Alice in Wonderland facing each other. Oh, we were just talking about Humpty Dumpty. Okay. Don't know this one. 10 of Cups. That's nice. Look, there's a confirmation here that when you face it, take that risk, you will make it, and you're going to be very happy. There's no question. Like, we're reading your energy, and that's what keeps coming up. I'll read it in terms of what you're meant to do, of course. Just a moment. You've got the Hermit. Yeah, you got the Hermit. The Devil, and that's the Jabberwocker. Beware the Jabberwocker, my son. The jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Okay. And you've got the Lover's card. So let's take a look at the exact guidance here on how you can work with that energy and the advantage that you have. Notice how the jump here is in conjunction to the Devil card. That's the threshold between where you are now and where you can be. The key is not to do it from a place of fighting yourself and fighting the situation, from fight or flight. The key is to doing it by clearing your mind from not engaging with your mind from the thoughts that start coming to present itself. I read something on Quora, the app Quora, yesterday. And someone said something so interesting. I'm actually going to read it out to you. I was looking for something. It wasn't really pertaining to fear, but it was I was like researching for ideas, what others do in another area of my life. It's a personal one, but I thought it was brilliant. Now, thinking about it, I'm seeing a disconnect from ideas here, and I loved what this person wrote. So I'm going to read you the part that I believe would work with the advice that really would work, like anxiety or anything that you just want to mentally disconnect from, or at least let's not call it disconnect, mentally disengage with. Hold on. Okay, so I'm back. I'm going to maybe not read it word for word, but it's right in front of me to help me explain it to you. The reason I'm reading this or telling you about this is because I know it actually worked in other areas of my life, and I'm like, oh my God, yes, that's true. Why don't I apply it in that area of my life? And it's the same here as well. So he says something along the line or to the effect of how we as humans have this stop caring switch. He says it's the same switch that gets flipped every time somebody, for example, does something that causes you to lose respect for them, for example. So we have that switch. And he's talking about how what most people are unaware of is that this switch can be operated manually and can be actually turned off and on at will. And this is true because I have, without realizing, tried it in other areas where I'm like, I'm not going to feel like that anymore, and I've trained my mind not to feel like that anymore. So he was saying something like, if you can't find it on your own, it's easier to find your reset standings button. When you hold that down for 10 seconds, it automatically flips the stop caring switch to on and opens a new panel with individual switches for individual people in your life. So with that example he was giving, we can use it in any area of our lives, pertaining to my area, this area, any area. And like I said, I know this is true because I know when I was not engaging with the thought anymore, it genuinely does go away. So I believe with breathe here and home is like your safe space, not engaging with your physical mind because the ideas are like right away going, you see, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna you're good. It's absolutely unsafe, and our minds are built for survival, not for success. It's built to make us survive. So when we're not in a dangerous situation, we don't always have to like let it lead. In fact, spirituality teaches us to have that control so that nothing holds us hostage, not even our body. So in any case, you see again the reflection on the mind, to be clear-headed. And to be clear-headed gives you the type of safety needed to be in your ultimate power. So what's falling here instead is your limiting beliefs with the devil card, and not you in this situation as you were afraid. Because you look at you here, 10 of Cups, the Lovers. It's all lovey-dovey on the other side. And so your reading here is saying, yes, breathe, of course, or at least breathe is showing us that calmness. Because by being calm, we feel safe. That's our natural high self state. It's our, like when our minds are not interfering, that's a normal state. And so what do we do to get into that normal high vibrational state? It's not something we create. It's something that we already are as higher beings. But it's our mind that brings us to the low frequency. So all we got to do is carefully take ourselves out of that low frequency, like heal that low frequency, and naturally we're just like vibrating high. So what are you guided to do? You are guided to disengage from these thoughts. One of the great advice is that manual switch, like stop caring on. You can manually do that. Disengage from these thoughts. Disengage. Stop engaging in their imagination. Stop engaging with the thought. No, you're not going to do that. That naturally puts you in that safe space. What naturally happens is your divine power naturally is there. It's just being overshadowed by the thoughts. You remove the thoughts, that's what's left. And what actually falls in this situation as you face it is the limiting belief, where you realize, oh, that was done easy, that was fun, that was good, I love this, I love that choice that I just made. Giving you forever the mental fortitude with the Knight of Swords to go into the situation whenever you like. Because done once, done forever. These limiting beliefs fall. Goodbye. Say goodbye to the Jabberwocker. Falling. And you celebrate a new version of yourself that you always were meant to be. That energy, that other energy rises, giving your mental power a wake-up call, your divine power. And so obviously what your reading is showing, what this requires is facing the situation with determination, not from a place of fight or flight, but determination in the mind, not in the emotions, determination in the mind, the power, just like the ram, to push out or disengage with the thoughts. This way your desire naturally arises, your power is there, it was always there, overshadowed by the thoughts. It's just naturally there. You do it very naturally. And you find yourself going from the energy of feeling alone or the energy of searching for the light to the energy of uniting into the experience that you want. Uniting with what you love. 10 of Cups, this is leading love. 10 of Cups is feeling elated. This is definitely leading you to vibrate higher. You can say goodbye to the low frequency that's continuously vibrating, whether you're engaging in this or not. This is healed. Goodbye. And you vibrate high also because you are now forever enjoying something that you deserve to enjoy. And I love this guidance. One day I'm gonna try this actually in my claustrophobia. This is really such a cool reading. I could also try it one day in my claustrophobia. But that out of the way, this is exactly what I see as your message, as your guidance, something you were not hearing, and you're meant to get into it now. Because for you, this is something that you desire. It's like gonna give you a type of life, or gonna give you a type of abundance that you really love. And yeah, this is exactly what I see. Remember to ask yourself this question: are you happy by not tuning into this energy? Don't you deserve it? And remember that your desires have grown strong. You can snap out of it. It's gonna, like, it's ready to take you there. All you gotta do is disengage, that switch on, and that's it, or off, however you want to call it. And my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Remember this, I'm a tarot reader. Always consult your medical doctor or your psychologist or any expert that you are working with. But I wish you the best of luck in your coming chapter of your life. May you always be abundant and happy. And please do consider joining the memberships. It's a great way to support me if you can and wish to do so. Thank you so much for everything. Sending you so much love. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at what you need to hear right now. These are the decks that I'll be using. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them down in the description box for you guys. Oh, this one moved. I'm going to take it. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful green Jasper. Your significator card is the spider and passion flower, with the keyword creative ingenuity. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Scorpio, Virgo, Libra, and Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so let's take a look at your oracle cards first. You've got Between Worlds. Really cool. Okay. Really cool. And you've got Pleasure. Ooh, love this for you. Pleasure is definitely a wonderful feeling. So are you like gonna build something that you're gonna enjoy so much and you're about to experience a new life because of it? I could be wrong, I could be right, I don't know. Let's just explore your cards. Integration. Wow, okay. What is this about? And can I fit this here? Nah, it doesn't look like it. I'm gonna do like I did in the previous pile, and I'm gonna push them up. Yeah. Like this. And you've got what makes you really annoyed. How interesting. What? Like, what are the odds that these are completely opposite to each other? Pleasure and annoyed. And then you've got the in-between card, integration. Speaking of in-between, that's what it's showing us. Is it talking about dipping a foot here and dipping a foot there? Or is it talking about removing your feet off of what annoys you and placing your other foot in what you enjoy? That could be it, actually. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Let's pull out your tarot cards, because this way we'll definitely get a full picture of your message. So the first card is the Ten of Wands with suppression. Wow, the Ten of Pentacles with we are the world, and what are the odds? This figure is standing on the world, just like these figures right there. What are the odds? Okay. You've got the Nine of Swords with sorrow, and the Page of Pentacles with adventure. Wow. You've got the Wheel of Fortune with change, and I'm wowing because this is what this is all about, right? A change, and you're setting foot somewhere new. Stepping into a new experience here. Three of Cups. Is this talking about that this will happen to you, or is this advice? We'll find out in a moment. But in this new world with the Three of Cups, you're really happy for sure. Do you have space for one more card? I think I need one more card, and then I'll ask the yes or no question so that I'm able to understand. Is this advice or is this a prediction? You've got the Two of Cups with friendliness. So I'm sure if I look at the cards, I'm going to find out, but just like, so that I can focus on, like, I'm just going to ask. The cards are telling me to tune in, so it's asking me to figure it out. All right. That was lazy right there. Let's figure it out. All right, we'll do as we always do. Take it step by step. Obviously, it looks like you have a lot of potential. There's so much that you can live in the real world, like real potential with the Ten of Pentacles. It's almost like the world is your oyster. You can have whatever experience that you desire. Right now, you're carrying so much, especially, by the way, mental shadow, like shadow. The shadow on, like, you've got a lot of responsibilities. Many things are holding you down. Maybe things you have to do in life, the people you have to take care of, the work that you have to do, the debts, whatever it is. So much is holding you down. But most importantly as well, your mind is not making it easy with all of the clouds and the shadow here. On the other hand, with the other 10, it's 10, 10. You've got so much potential. So much is out there. It's like, this reminds me of alternative selves, you know? Depending on the choices you make, you can be living many different happy lives. Many different fulfilling experiences. That's the reality here. You have many options. Maybe you haven't tuned into these options yet. What I see also is that at the moment, not only are you weighed down with so much responsibility and heaviness of the mind because of the cloud, you are feeling stressed, tired, anxious. This is a spiritual person who, like someone who's definitely spiritually connected, because that is a Buddha there, right? Or a meditator, right? They're in a spiritual journey, but they're also very tired. So this is talking about how the mind is not making it easy for you. Or a thought that perhaps you're not letting go of is really bogging you mentally. So this is an invitation. This is an invitation because you're the one going there. It's not like an opportunity coming, but it's an opportunity that you can give yourself with the Page of Pentacles. You're reading, what you need to hear right now is the most important question. What makes you really annoyed? It's a question that you're being invited to reflect on in today's reading. As you listen to your guidance or your message, what you need to hear now, you're guided to carry that question in mind as you are exploring that message. Asking yourself, what's currently making you annoyed in life? And do you really have to endure it? Or is this a way that your mind is making you suffering with? Like, do you see how small this gap, this window is? When really space is infinite. So is it really that there is no probability of you exploring another thing that you can enjoy other than what is annoying you? Because although there is a slither of consideration, the reality is that the universe is vast and endless, which means that you can be not just doing another thing that is enjoyable, but the opportunities are in fact endless in where you can be, what you can enjoy. There's not just one thing you can do as an alternative solution to your reality, but there are many, 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 many things that you can explore. And the question becomes, with the rainbows here, just like that, which one version of these is going to be your next you? What new world can you step into? Definitely step into, because you can and you have that option as a divine being. In fact, right now, there are many different versions of yourself living different lives as a result of the different options yourself has taken. Just like the tree of life, one life that you decided to come and do, and the branches split every time you take a choice where there is like an important choice in life where you step into a different choice, and now a new reality has been created, and so on, just like a web here. And so, esoterically speaking, conscious energy is experiencing itself through you, through the different versions of yourself that you are experiencing. Putting all of that aside, all I'm trying to say is that you definitely have many options, and right now your mind isn't putting its attention. Sometimes you do with that slither of an opening here, but really it isn't. You aren't using that creative power, creative ingenuity of you being a divine being. With that power, naturally, you are a creator. And so if you shift your attention into a new possibility, you will find great energy of change. This means that you can find an opportunity that will not only make you happy, but will work in harmony. Speaking of the tree and the branches, oh my God, that will work in harmony with what is currently going on in your life right now. It is friendly to the responsibility friendly to what you need to do right now, the things you're tied to, the things that you must attend to, all of that possibility, many possibilities are there that are friendly to these things that you need to take care of. But most importantly, tuning into that creative energy and experiencing an alternate way to do something will help you integrate, put the pieces together where you are taking care of yourself as well as taking care of whatever else you need to take care of. You are important, these responsibilities are important, and they can absolutely work in harmony together. All of you, so to speak, can be happy. Why pick one and not the other? It's just one form. And so you're guided to use your creative ingenuity to Work out another reality. Create another reality for yourself. And one that you can enjoy, as opposed to one that is currently working somehow, but is making you feel really annoyed. So I'm gonna pull out some cards and see what you're guided to do here, what you can do, how you can start to think about it. We'll consider it a spark that can spark you to tune into the energy you're guided today to think about, because that will create great change, great movement to the energy around you, so much so that it's creating a new fabric of reality for you. It's going to be a great fortunate energy for you. You can have it all with the 10 of Pentacles. Although you are at the pinnacle at the moment of feeling like that heavy energy. And this is why you're being guided to hear this now. You don't have to endure. That's just one possibility. Oh, we've got these and this one. So let's take it. So why choose that? Unless that's what you want. No one can interfere in your decisions. But why not explore something that you can enjoy? In fact, speaking of enjoying something, let's take a look at this pleasure card, because this is a deck of power, and pleasure is one of the powers that you can use. It's a creative power. That's spiral, if I'm correct. Emotions. Okay, so it's emotions. So let's get into the emotional part, and we are looking at pleasure. There. So it says, pleasure requires us to be in touch with our body and senses. Pause and enjoy the touch of this card, the sensation of your breath, and maybe even the fundamental pleasure of being alive. This power calls us to delight in simple pleasures and sensory indulgence. It can also be a call to embrace your larger passions and create a life filled with pleasure that is meaningful to you. Whether that's the sensuality of a ripe peach, the intellectual stimulation of a good book, or the enjoyment of connecting with close friends. An essential positive emotion that brings enjoyment and happiness. The power of pleasure helps balance out our natural tendency towards negative thinking. Ooh, which is what we're seeing here. That's nice. It balances it out. If you lack pleasure or have trouble savoring it, know that discomfort or shying away from pleasure may be rooted in the fear of letting go or losing control. Right. You deserve to delight in and enjoy your life. Can you honor it? So there's something about you afraid of letting go. You're like, this is just working, and if it's working, I'm afraid to let it go. So this is not a call to let things go. This is a call to explore your pleasures. Isn't there a way in an alternate reality where you can have the two things working for you? So let's take a look at a spark that can help you think about it. So this is the Ace of Cups with going with the flow. Wow. Okay, so I've got the Ace of Wands with the Source. This is actually saying a strong message. I'm going to pause there for a moment so that I don't forget what I'm seeing here. This is saying, this is like a free fall or free flowing. It allow yourself to free flow with this emotion. Like, what would it be like to have that pleasure? What does this pleasure feel like? What would it be like to have an alternate reality? The thing is here is when you do tap into that energy, your mind interrupts. And it's like, are you crazy? What are you thinking about? Are you going to lose this? Are you going to do that? Or what are you going to do about that? So here, in terms of a spark, just a thought, let it free flow in the direction or the wave of your emotions. So tune more into what it would be like to experience that pleasure as a thought, as meditation of enjoying it. Because when you connect to that energy, you are automatically connected to a higher power, the source of creation. And I just noticed something. Do you see all of these human beings around the globe? And here, it looks like a moment of like a sperm impregnating the egg, right? And it's like all of these possibilities, depending on which one you desire, which one you feel, which one you want, will be the new impregnation of reality that will change your world. And this is why it is so important to just allow it to freely experience that emotion. Don't be afraid to experience that emotion. Experience it for a while. You don't have to take action now. But what if through that free-flowing energy, as you're enjoying this imagination of your new life and emotionally experiencing it, you can tap to source and actually get an ingenious idea, creative idea, in how you can actually live a world where these two energies exist. And it's not just a world. Obviously, there are many versions of you actually living that world. There is such a possibility. And this spark is created, and you can actually start building something that allows you to move from this reality to the next. And you fully, by time, are able to remove that leg from the life that is currently making you suffer, and fully be immersed in the life that you've once imagined in your mind as you were experiencing it emotionally. It's like, why you gotta be annoyed? Why you gotta be sad? Don't you know that the universe is vast? Why are you blocking it with your mind? Let's take a look at the rest of your cards. So, you've got the Thunderbolt, that is the Tower card. And then you've got the King of Cups with healing. Very interesting, right? You've got the Three of Swords with isolation. And the Five of Swords with comparison. I love this deck, I must say. So clear. This, by the way, is the first deck that tarot deck that I was obsessed with, and until today, it's still one of my top favorite decks. And you've got the Eight of Cups with letting go. And look at you, just like the drop of water, you now falling into your natural ambiance element. Right, we'll keep these two right there, and let's explore what this is saying. This is the walking away here, for sure. That other leg. You finally into what you want. The water, into what you once imagined. You will be getting into it because you're supposed to get there. You're desiring it for a reason. All right. The Tower card is a card of enlightenment. Enlightenment, that raw energy that you will receive, tapping into source. Part of it, you see the meditative figure right there? Part of it will make you feel like you've tapped into a magical spiritual energy. Like, whoa, what a brilliant idea. Oh my God, I can absolutely do that. And it's going to blow your mind. But another part of you will be too afraid to, like, the initial resistance we feel in our bodies. Why do I say that? Because do you see the two figures falling from the Tower card? In the Tower card, this is an important symbolism in the Tower card, because as the Tower, like the original Rider-Waite-Smith, the original classic tarot card, Tower card, we see the same figures falling, and it's an important symbolism there. When things change and the tower's shaking and it's about to fall, some type of people are like, oh my God, this is shaking. Change is happening, whether I like it or not. Let me jump out of this boat and do something else or create a new reality for myself. And that comes from the notion of acceptance and the notion of having the awareness to understand that you're not limited, right? And then there's this other figure that is being pushed out of the tower, is not jumping out willingly. And that is because the tower is falling. And so the thoughts of this other person is, oh no, that's what I want, don't go. And there's lack of acceptance, and there is the notion of, this is where my safety is, please don't take it from me. And so as change is happening, this figure change is happening, whether this person has accepted it or not, is being pushed out. And so if we look at this card, not just on its own, but in the context of your reading, we can see as a new spark happens. This is raw energy. You're not supposed to take it as it is. You're a vessel. You're a co-creator, right? Part of you will love it, will want to jump straight into it. And another part of you will resist it, will think, oh, no, are you crazy? I can't take that risk. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Oh, no. Forget about that. So two parts of you will start negotiating with each other, if you will. This is exactly the in-between worlds that we can see here in your card. And you can see the negotiation here. Part of you will feel empowered with this huge solar plexus. That's the energy you just tapped into from source. Part of you will fall in love with it, with the King of Cups. Part of you will feel like this is the ultimate healing that you need. Oh, wouldn't it be wonderful? But another part of you will be suffering with the Three of Swords. Another part of you will feel like you're stuck. It's like, oh no, I'm isolated. This is painful. I can't do that. It's too painful for me to do that. While I really want that, I feel with the ice here, I feel frozen because it's going to hurt to do that. And I see you now getting into the process of comparison, which is very healthy. You're meant to go through this because it is that very comparison that will allow you to do that harmony we've discussed right there. That's great. That's exactly where you're meant to go. And these are two important voices that you should listen to and respect, each one giving you a very important message. And so these two will start negotiating, giving you the essence or the juice that will eventually allow you to jump off the boat into where you love and where you're supposed to go. And so the comparison here will eventually, like you're weighing out the pros and cons of this brilliant idea that you just got. Weighing out the pros and cons will allow you to go, well, if this is the case, I can make that thing smoother so that it works for me. And I can make that thing more flexible by doing this action or calling this person saying, hey, would you mind playing with my dogs for 2 days until I come back? I mean, my dogs do love you. Yeah, or can I work part-time instead of, I don't know what it is that's scaring you. I'm just trying to find different examples. Or can I wake up earlier to do that? There are a million things that could come to mind depending on what alternate reality is for you. But you start as you compare the two and see the advantages of this and the advantages of that versus the disadvantages of this and the disadvantages of that, or the other way around, advantages, disadvantages, but advantages and disadvantages, and you weigh it out, you'll start smoothing. Instead of one winning over the other, both will start collaborating with each other, where both energies help you, instead of fighting together, help you get what you want. And this is the healthy process that will allow you to reach where you want to go. So the process is pretty simple. It begins with you feeling and imagining what type of world would you love without limitation. Just imagine it. Be free. Imagine and enjoy what you want. Who says you can't? Who says you can't? Just let it free flow. You tap into the energy of source and you get enlightened suddenly with an idea that you can actually do. That idea initially frightens you. Part of you wants to jump into it and enjoy it, and you're empowered by it, and you can't imagine yourself without it. Another part of you is like, hold your horses. No, we can't do that. Do you remember this? Do you remember that? I wish I can do that, but I'm frozen. I can't. That process will ultimately lead you to the process of comparison. That's a very healthy process because you can start co-creating with the universe, building something that uniquely fits you. You don't have to do it the way others have done it in that area or in this area. Who says you can't do your own thing and formulate your own ingenious thing? And as the two energies collaborate with each other, you will have a way to fully take your leg out of this world and into the other. Your final advice when it comes to these two energies here, because we had it right there. Whoa, I love this for you. Look at that. Both of them are showing freedom. Look at that. This is a breakthrough with a justice card. You can, that balance with a justice card can create that breakthrough for you. And you can see the Emperor here has built something new that is strong, solid, strong foundation that they can stand on, liberating them, you see, from which used to tie them down, the very strings you feel right now in your life. And my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see in your reading. I wish you the best of luck. Look, you can do this. I know you can do this because I see it clearly in your cards. Explore. Just let it free flow in the beginning. And my dear pile number 3, this was your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please do consider joining the memberships. It's a great way to support me and to support my work if you can and wish to do so. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for tuning in. Most importantly, wishing you the best in your life. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.